Hello everyone, good evening. Am I audible?
Yeah, you're audible.
Okay, fine. Let's start then. So, anyone have any questions, any doubts? Please confirm if my screen is visible.
Yes, it is.
Okay, fine. Just a minute. Okay. So, if you guys don't have any doubt, we will start with the new topic. Okay, so first of all, we are going to learn CloudWatch, and then we will see the CloudWatch and CloudTrail. We will see. Okay, so after this, we are going to see RDS. Okay, so first session we will see for this, and the second hour we will see RDS if we'll have the time then. Fine. So let's discuss about the CloudWatch first. Okay, so before learning this CloudWatch, you should know what is monitoring first. So anyone know what is monitoring and why it is required? Anyone?
Monitoring is required.
Manish, your voice is not audible.
Monitoring is required to observe the health checks of your application.
I think it's very low. Could you please?
For tracking the performance or failures like that.
Yes. Monitoring is nothing but observing something, right? Okay, like if you are observing something, if there will be some issues and all, you will observe that issue and you will resolve that issue, right? So basically monitoring is nothing but the uh observing something. Fine. So let's see, let's start with this topic. And Manish, your voice is not audible, I think. Are you saying something?
Yeah, I was saying monitoring is required to observe the health of your application.
Okay, yeah, right. Good. Okay, so here we are going to learn the CloudWatch. So CloudWatch is one of the monitoring services. Okay, so what are the things it's going to monitor? So as of now, we have seen many services on AWS, right? In AWS, we have seen many services like EC2, we have seen Lambda, we have seen like S3, right? So many things we have seen. And now we are also going to see some databases and all, right? So in each of these cases, and majorly on EC2, we have to monitor our server. We need to monitor our application. Just assume that you have deployed your application in one of the server, and now your application is running. But after sometimes, like you are not aware about anything, you are not monitoring that servers. So suddenly your manager came and said that this application is not running. It's not accessible. Then what you will do, again you will check your server, you will find what's the error is, what's the issue is, then you will resolve it, right? So that will take more time. So instead of doing that things, if you will monitor the server at that time, if you're just why your server, like why your application will get stopped, there are so many, there could be the so many reasons, right? So the mostly common reasons are there, that the CPU utilization. Just assume that if CPU utilization is more than like it's reached 100%. At that time, what will happen? Your server will get down, and then your application will get stopped because your server is down, right? So now your server can't handle any request. So basically, so in such cases, your application will get stopped. This is one of that case. Okay. So now, if you will monitor your server, even if the CPU utilization will reach more than 90% or more than 80%, right? At that time, we can see this that CPU utilization is already 80%. So we can scale up now. We can add one more server so that my application will run smoothly. It's like that, right? So basically, monitoring is important here. Even if you are getting any issues, and now if your application is not running properly and it's giving some error, or it's not accessible, at that time, if you will monitor, you will get a proper reason so that you can resolve that in a short time. Okay. So if monitoring we will use for these purposes as well as to detect the issues. So when you will detect the issue, you can resolve it properly. Fine. So basically here I have told you few things. In EC2 there is something called health check. I told you, right, that 2 by 2 health check, like that was, if that is passed, it means that your instance is healthy. I also have told that auto scaling group will check the health of your instance. If it's not healthy, at that time it will replace that instance. I said the same. There is load balancer. Okay. So I said that load balancer also check the health of instance, health of its target. If the target is not healthy, it will not send the traffic to that particular target, to that instance, right? So here, what I have said, in case of EC2, ASD, ALB, I said like these all are going to monitor these all are going to check the health of your instance. It means that they are doing the monitoring of the server, right? So basically, how they are doing it, this monitoring, how they are doing this monitoring, how they are checking the health of instances, right? So they are using the service called CloudWatch. So CloudWatch is one of the integrated service. Okay, so CloudWatch is one of the integrated service. So why we say it's integrated? Because it's integrated with multiple services automatically. As of now, we haven't learned CloudWatch, but now also if you will see, it's integrated with EC2 to check the health of instance. It's integrated with ASG to check health of instance. Also, it has like it's already have been integrated with ELB. Okay, so here you know few types of monitoring we have, that is the normal monitoring and detailed monitoring. Okay, so the basic differences between normal monitoring and detailed monitoring is that normal monitoring will monitor, like collect the matrices. Matrix means your measurements, like how much CPU has been used, how much RAM has been used, how much storage has been used, right? Or how much free storage is there. So all of those things, all this those measurements, it will collect within like at every 5 minutes. Fine. So that is the normal monitoring. So if you will do the normal monitoring with the CloudWatch, it's totally free. It will not charge you. Okay, but if you will do the detailed monitoring means this, you will reduce this time period. Now 5 minutes is by default, it's 5 minutes, it will be not chargeable. But if you will make it 2 minute, even for the 4 minute, if you will do, that will be chargeable if you will decrease this time period. So majorly we'll use that detailed monitoring in case of monitoring of applications. Fine. So if you want to collect the logs from applications, in that case, we will use detailed monitoring and that's chargeable. Okay. But everywhere, like in general, if you will see, CloudWatch is the free service. Fine. Okay. So let's discuss here the few things. These are the points which we already have discussed now. Now, if you want to monitor using this CloudWatch, so here I have given some examples of some services. Like in case of EC2, what are the things it will monitor? It will monitor CPU utilization, disk read outputs. Okay. So redops, it will calculate networking, it will calculate, and status check failed. It will simply monitor these things. Okay, in case of RDS and DynamoDB, it will simply monitor this read latency. Okay, and the free storage space, write IOPS. Okay, write latency. Okay, all of these things. In case of S3, what it will do? It will simply monitor this number of objects, how many number of objects is there, bucket size in bytes. Okay, how much storage this particular S3 has been occupied. Okay, get request, put request, how many get request we are getting, how many put request we are giving, like getting, right? So all of those things this CloudWatch is going to monitor. As you know that this S3 will charge you according to this get request and put request as well, right? So this is how the CloudWatch is going to monitor. And as it's an integrated service, you don't need to configure your CloudWatch separately. Fine. So these are the benefits of CloudWatch. Use a single platform for observability. You are using AWS, and for collecting the metrics to giving you the notifications and many more things, to collect the metrics, to collect the logs. Many things we will do using the same service CloudWatch. Okay, collect metrics on AWS as well as from the on premises also it can collect. Okay, improve operational performances and resource optimizations, get operational visibility and insight, and derive actionable insight from logs. So from the logs you can simply check for the insights and all, right? So you can check the logs for uh, logs basically will collect the logs for the applications. Okay, so that if there will be any issues with the application, just like you already have checked the log of your container in Docker, right? So there, if your container is not running properly and all, in that case you check logs, right? And there you will get all the details. So it's like that. Fine. So you can do that using this CloudWatch. You can collect the logs of your entire applications using this CloudWatch. Fine. So how this CloudWatch work? It collects the metrics and logs from the target, from the resource, from any other services. Okay, and then it will show you. It will visualize that particular metrics is in form of statistics. Okay, so it will give you, it will show you some graph. Okay, so basically it will provide you some like it will provide you the line graph by default. Okay, but if you want to get the different graph, like if you want, if you are not like familiar with the line graph, and if you are more comfortable with your pie chart, or if you are more comfortable with the like your bar graph, or directly you want the number, so you can select those kind of things. You can customize these statistics. Fine. Next thing you have, according to this metrics, you will set one conditions and all. According to that, it will act. Okay, so it will act and it will give you the notifications like your CPU utilization has been reached more than 80%, more than 90%. It also can do it, and it also will analyze these matrices and all, and it will inform to. It will send the alerts also to your auto scaling groups and all. Okay, so that, as I said, that auto scaling group, how it will get to know that this instance is not healthy, because this CloudWatch will tell the auto scaling group that this instance is unhealthy. So after that only your auto scaling group will remove that instance and create a new one. Okay, so it's like it's also analyze this data. Okay, and inform to other services. Fine. So these are some use cases you, and we already have discussed about all the use cases, right? So to monitor and troubleshoot infra, improve mean time of to resolution. We can like if we will detect the issue easily, then we can fix that. That will take less time, right? So many things are there. Optimize resource proactively. So these are some use cases. Now let's see here the CloudWatch architecture. Fine. So here, if you will see how the CloudWatch work, CloudWatch will get connect with another resource. It will collect the metrics from there, and it will show you the like statistics. It will give you some dashboard. So there you can check the metrics. You can read the data. Okay. So you can check that metrics from your console. And if you don't want to give your AWS account access to anyone who is monitoring, just assume that someone has deployed their application, you want to give only this graph access to your application team, not this AWS account access, right? So at that time what you will do, you will create one statistics consumer. So there they can see this particular graph. Other than that, we can create the alarm, which will send the SNS email notifications, as well as it will also give the auto scaling will get the notification from this alarm itself. Fine. So this is actions it can do. And next thing, these are the metrics. You know that what is metrics and all, right? So it's metrics is nothing but uh, it's simply the measurement of your CPU, RAM, and all, right? So it's nothing but the measurements. Okay. So many things are there. What is logs and all? It's written here. Let's see the hands-on. I will share this PPT as well. Fine. So here, let's go to this EC2, and I'm going to launch one instance to show you some CloudWatch things there. Okay, monitoring things there. So let's go. Okay, so I don't think I have any instance, so let's launch one instance. Yeah, Virginia, that's why it is asking for this. Let's go to the Mumbai region first. I was not having the other key, right? So that's why I just switched to here. I don't want to change anything in networking and then launch the instance. And let's connect with the instance. So I just forgot I should launch the instance at the starting itself because it will take 5 minutes to collect the first metrics. Okay. As I said that the default time period is 5 minutes. Okay. It's connected. Let's run something so that it will be active and it will occupy, like it will use some CPU and RAM. So let's run something. So here, if you want to, as of now, I not have done anything in CloudWatch, right? So if you want to monitor your server, you directly can go to this monitor and here you can get the dashboard. This is the dashboard for the CPU utilization that is in percentage. Okay. This is the network in bytes. This is the network out bytes. Okay. So here network packets and all many things are there. CPU credit usage is there, right? So basically, let's see the CPU utilization. As of now, there is no data. It started, I think, but it's not showing here. As of now, there is no data. Why? Because it's not started now. See, the status check is initializing means the first net metrics which this CloudWatch is going to collect from this server, that is after 5 minutes. As I said, that this 5 minutes is the time duration, right? After every 5 minutes, it's going to collect the metrics. So let's check. After 5 minutes, it will do it. Till that time, if you want to explore the CloudWatch, we can do that. Okay, my voice is glitching. 1 minute, I think. 1 minute, 1 minute. Is it fine now? Actually, here that was the cooler sound, I think. That
It's fine now.
it's fine now, right? Okay. Okay, so we should wait for 5 minutes here. Okay, so CloudWatch is not going to monitor only one, like EC2 only, right? It also can monitor your billing. It also can monitor your database, and it also can monitor Lambda, your auto scaling group, load balancer. Okay, many things are there that it's going to monitor. Even in the S3, if you will go and if you will check, right? So I not have deleted the buckets, I think. Okay. Okay, I have deleted it. So in S3, if you will go to this buckets, there also you will get one option called monitoring. Okay, if you will go and click on monitoring, just like here you have monitoring options, right? So here if you will check, here you have the monitoring options, right? The same way you will get this monitoring option there as well. Okay, so status check is done. So let's check it. Still, there is no data, so I think it will take some time to collect the metrics from there. Okay, and we should run something here to use more CPU and all, right? So let's install something. Okay. So till that time, let me show you this graph. So by default, it will provide a line graph. Okay. So that here, 1 minute, it's buffering now. Okay. So here, if you will see here, it's showing for 1 hour, 3 hour, 12 hours. You can check for 1 day, 3 day, 1 week. Even if you want to customize it, you can customize it. Okay, so here you can customize it. So basically, after this, if you will see here, if you want to see in your local time zone, you can select here the local time zone. It's showing like this, right? So as of now, if you will see, this is my CPU utilization. Now it's available. Now it's a point now. Okay, so one time only it has collected it. So if you will check it, so the CPU utilization percentage is 2.933% at 2020. Okay, so at 2020, it's 2.93% is. Okay. So just like if it will get increase, right? So it will show like a line. So you can check for 1 hour, you can check for 3 hours. Okay. And here is the time duration for how much it's the time duration for it's giving you the like for the distance it's showing it. Okay. If you will do the 30 seconds, it will show for 30 seconds here. Okay, so it's changed. So like this, it will show you here. So you, if you know how to read the line like this graph, then it's very useful for you. And reading this graph is not the big things. Okay, so here at this 23, it was 2.9, and now it is 4.3. Okay, CPU percentage is now 4.3. So this is how you can read it, and by default, it will show these things for the EC2. So as of now, I not have done anything in CloudWatch, but it have created like it have monitored my server. So as because of this reason, I said that it's not an individual service. Okay. So it's an integrated service. So let's go to the CloudWatch. What we can do extra on this. Okay. By default, it's providing its monitoring services and all. But what we can do extra if you want. Fine. So basically, at that time, it's simply showing it was monitoring your EC2 instance, and it was giving you some graph. What if you are not comfortable with the line graph, right? So at that time, you can create a separate dashboard for your service. Like for a specific server, if you want to create a different dashboard with the with specific types of metrics, right? That you can do. So let's see how to create the dashboard. So you need to click on create dashboard, give the name of the dashboard. I'm simply giving demo, and then click on create dashboard. Fine. So after creating the dashboard, here you have to clicking on that, you have to select here the widget configuration. Okay. So whether you want to collect metrics, if you want to collect logs, or if you want to directly set the alarms. Okay. So I want to collect the metrics. So here for the metrics, which widget type you want. Okay, whether you want line graph, data table, number, gauss. Okay, if you want number, we can select here the number. If you want pie chart and all bar graph, you can select it. Let's select the number, click on next. Okay, so here, okay, I just forgot, I think I haven't selected that. Okay, fine, it's done. So once you will select that widget, right? So after that, you have to select which metrics you want to collect. From which service you want to collect the metrics. So I want to collect the metrics from the EC2 service, right? So here you can select EC2. If you want from application load balancer, backup, DynamoDB, EBS, KMS, network ELB, right? So many things, many options are there. So I want it from EC2. So let's select it EC2. So in EC2 also, how you want to collect the metrics, by auto scaling group or by directly individual instance. So I have the individual instance, so you can select it. Here you have multiple options, and you already have terminated few of the instances, right? So those instance details also it's written here. Okay, so I need this instance ID. So let's check with this instance ID, you will get here the metrics. So if you will see here, these all are for my demo servers, and here it's giving you the metrics name. So whether if you want to I add this metrics type EBS read bytes, you can add it. Okay, let's add this EBS read ops. Fine. And next, if you want the CPU utilization, let's select the CPU utilizations as well. Where it is? Here it is, right? CPU utilization. I have selected these two. So it's showing the two numbers. Okay. So here, let's remove one. So it will only show the one. So multiple metrics you can select here, and then you can create your dashboard. Fine. So give me 1 minute because of this. Fine. So create the visit. You can do that. Okay. So now if you will create it, this is one of your dashboard, and here it is showing for the CPU utilization, that is now 10.4%. Okay. So now if you will increase, like if you want to add another one, another graph, here you can add it, another one. Okay. You can do the plus and select the visit type, and you can add it. So this is the dashboard, that is demo. Inside demo, you can add multiple visits for the specific resource and for the specific metrics. Okay, so you like this, you can create your dashboard. Fine. So it's clear. Okay. So as I said that what this CloudWatch will do, it will collect the metrics, it will collect the logs, and after that, what it will do, it will create an alarm. So it will set an alarm, and it will send you the notifications whenever we will set one conditions with this alarm, and if whenever it will reach that condition, like say if the CPU percentage will be more than 70%, it has to trigger the alarm, means it has to send me the notification. Okay, so in that case, you have to create the alarm. So alarm is like, it's not by default, it will be not there. You, if you want notification, at that time you have to create alarm. If you don't have the dashboard, that is fine. But if you want notification, if you want alert, at that time you should, you must have to create alarm. So for this, you have to click on in alarm, and let's click on create alarm. So here you have to select the metrics, for which metrics you want the alarm. So I want for this EC2, I want the metrics for this CPU utilization. So I want for a specific instance. So let's select this specific instance here. Okay. And after this, for this CPU utilization, so let's select it. Okay. Then you can select the metrics here. After this, you have to provide here the threshold. If that will be greater than that, then only it will trigger that alarm. So I'm going to give here the 10. So 10, it means that if it will be more than 10% is right. So at that time, it will trigger this alarm. Greater than equal to, like which condition you want to trigger this alarm, you can select it, and then you can click on next, and it will be created. Okay, we will not create this now. We will create the alarm for different things. We'll see the project only. Okay. So basically, if you will see here, it's a like this is how you can create the alarm for your specific service as well. Fine. So next thing is that if you want to collect the logs, right? So for collecting the logs, you can create here the log group. Okay, so you can create multiple log group here. I already have few log groups. I think it has been created by the Lambda that I have created yesterday, right? My function. So it's created by that. So let me show you. So if like log group is the group where you are going to create, like where you are going to basically collects all the logs of your entire application. Okay, so if you will see here, let's select this logs here. I think you will not get any logs. Here you can check this log stream. Log stream is, you can say that it's a part of log, like log group is kind of one application, the entire logs will be there. Okay. Inside that, it's the small logs you will get here. Okay, for the small, for specific files or for specific applications, right? So here it's simply giving you this log events. Okay, that is only your log stream. So log stream means whenever if anyone is accessing my application, like each request will have here the details, like who has requested it and all. Okay, so all the details you will get here. So basically it is for the Lambda, that's why you are not getting it. If you will have any applications deployed, and if you will check this log stream, you will get it. Okay, so like who is accessing it. Okay, and from which IP address this request has been came. If you want to check all of those things, at that time you always need to check this log group and log stream. Inside this log group, you have to check the log stream. Okay, fine. So this is about the log group, and this is about your CloudWatch dashboards and all, dashboard and alarms. Fine. So anyone have any doubts here? Anyone have any doubts? No. Okay. Okay, so let's see. First, we will see one kind of project. It's also a small project that we are going to do. Okay, so what we will do, we will create a CloudWatch alarm for our billing. Okay, so what I want, as it's a free tier account, I want that if in my account, if my bill will be more than $1, okay, if it will be more than $1, then give me the notification. Okay, so that's the project which we are going to do now. So basically, what we'll do here, we'll create an CloudWatch alarm. So what the CloudWatch will do, CloudWatch will always check your bills as well, right? So whenever your bills will be more, right, and you also can specify it for the specific service. What you want that for the EC2 service, for the EC2 service, if the bill will be more than $10, at that time, inform me. That also you can do. Okay, and if you want for the entire accounts, that also you can do. So what we are going to do, we are going to set the CloudWatch alarm for our billing. Okay, for our bills, so that if the bills will be more, then we'll get to know, like basically we'll use these things so that we can pay the bill at time. Okay, like if it's more than $10, we can pay at that time to remind me for the payments. For because of that reason, we'll use this alarm. Okay, billing alarm, we call it as a billing alarm. Okay, CloudWatch billing alarm. So we will do that. So for that, you need to do some modifications in the billing sections also, right? So let's go here. Let me delete it because we don't need it now. What happens? Okay, done. So let's go to this billing explorer, like cost and billing management. Okay, so billing and cost management. So I have $47.88 bill. Okay, so here you know that how to check the bills and all, right? How to do the payments and all of those things are there. Cost Explorer, if you want to explore, uh, if you want to check any specific like instance or any specific service bills at the time, you can check it from here. Next thing is that if you want to if you want to create your billing alarm, at that time you have to do some modifications here in your bill and cost management. So basically here you will get something called preferences and settings, right? So here you will get something called billing preferences. So in this billing preferences, what you have to do, you have to edit this PDF invoice. That is, you have to inactivate it. Okay. So first activate these things. If you will click on edit, it will ask PDF invoices delivered by mails. So what it will do, it will send you this PDF invoices for your bills to to your mail. Okay. So let's update it. And the next thing is that here you have to click on edit and you have to click on receive AWS free tier alerts. Okay. So you have to select it, and after this you have to select this as well. Okay, receive CloudWatch billing alert, so that it will send you the CloudWatch billing alerts. So it's optional. I'm not going to add here the email address, just update it. Fine, it's done. Next thing what we will do, let's go to the CloudWatch. We will create here the bills. Alarm. Okay, so let's do it. See, if you want to create an alarm for the billing, right? So at that time you must be in your North Virginia region, because it will provide the alarm resource or billing resource only in this North Virginia. Okay, so when you will create alarm, see here, you have to select the metrics. And here, if you are in North Virginia, then only you will get the option called billing. Otherwise, you will not get it. Okay, in Mumbai region, we were there, right? But it was not showing this billing. So in North Virginia, you will get this billing one. Here you have to ways to create your billing alarm for the service. Like if you want to create the billing alarm for a specific service, you can do it. And if you want for total estimated charge, you can select this. So I want for total estimated, it's a USD. So select the USD and select metrics. Okay, so here you need to set the alarms. So basically it will show that I want that if my bill will be more than $1, that time simply give me the notification like that I'm giving you. Okay, so it has been given, and now click on next. You don't need to do anything else, just click on next here. Okay, so here if that alarm conditions will reach, right, so at the time what you want to do, so you can select an SNS topic if you already have it. If you don't have, you have to create here the SNS topic, and here you have to provide the email ID, right? Just like how we do here, right? How we created the SNS, the same way you have to provide here the SNS topic name and your email ID here. And then after this, if you want to do any actions like auto scaling action, EC2 actions, okay, or if you want any system manager action, you can do it and then click on next. Okay, okay, sorry, I haven't clicked on create topic. When you will click on create topic, then only it will create this SNS. Okay, so it's created the SNS, and then click on next. Here you can give the alarm name. So I'm giving the alarm name as billing alarm. Okay, after this, if you want any description to give, you can give it. Otherwise, you can click on create, preview and create. So it's one, and already it's more than, like, it's at 47.9. Okay, so it's giving it like this, and then click on create alarm. You also can create the dashboard for your billings. Okay, so let's see here. What is showing? Why it's not showing the alarms? I have rejected or what? It's created. Okay, so billing alarm has been created. Let's check my mail if it is there. I got this notification. Confirm subscription. Just confirm it. So let's check if it will send any notification now. So just now I have created, right? So it will take, I think, 5-10 minutes to send the like notification that your bills is more than $1. It's like that. It will send you the notification. So this is how you can create your. Okay, some subscription are pending confirmation. It's saying like this. So just leave it. After some time, it will also again monitor it, and again it will send an alarm. Like this, you can create the billing alarm. Next thing is that you can create here the dashboard. How you can create the dashboard for the billing? Just the thing here, you have to give the dashboard name. Create here the dashboard. Select the visit type. So I'm going to select here this number itself. You can also select the bar and all, right? So here you can select billing. You can select this total estimated charge and USD, right? Click on create visits. It created. And if you will see, my bill is now 47.9. I already have shown you there, right? It was around the 47.9 only, right? So this is how you can create for the billing. You can create your dashboard. For billing, you can create the alarm as well. Fine. So anyone have any questions here? Say it's showing red, it means that it exceed your limit which you have provided. Okay, it should send the mail. So I think it was already have exceeded, that's why it's not showing it. It's not sending the mail. You can try with this if you don't have the bill, like if you have bill zero at the time, you can try with the $1 or $2. Okay, if you have more than that, just I have 47, right? So I can try with the 48, but I have tried with 40, sorry, one only. So that's why I'm not getting it, but I should get it. Can also add it to dashboard. Dashboard is this billing dashboard is there, right? We can add this alarm here. So change that will be lost in billing. Okay. So in that dashboard only, it has added this billing alarm as well. Okay. So like this, you can do it. Okay. So anyone have any questions, any doubts here? See, everyone must have to create this billing alarm. And this is one of the favorite questions of interviewer. Okay. So this is all about the CloudWatch. So if you guys have any doubt, please let me know. Otherwise, you can take time to uh, for practice. Then we can see, or else we can see the CloudTrail. Then only you can do the practice here for CloudWatch as well. Okay, so we'll see only the CloudTrail definition. So let me delete first this alarms and all. Okay. And also I want to change that setting. Okay. Okay. So it's fine now. If you will again, if you want to check your like CloudWatch dashboard, monitoring dashboard for this server, you can check it once again. Let me show you here. Okay. So this is your CPU utilizations. At the starting, let me do it local time zone. So at 2020, it was 2.93%. Uh, at the time 2025, it's 1037. Again at this 2030, it decreased 4.5. Okay, and then you can check these. Okay, so like this, you can check your graph and you can check your CPU utilizations and all, and using the alarm, you can send the notification. Fine. So basically, we'll do these things using the CloudWatch. Now let's see the CloudTrail. What is this? Okay. So CloudTrail is simply it's a service which will keep all the track about your accounts. Okay, like who has done which events. Okay, like if anyone has done any APIs call. APIs call means if anyone is launching the EC2 instance, that is one API call, right? If anyone is terminating EC2 instance, that is one API call. So basically that you will get here in this event history. Okay, so if you will see here, it's set free tier alert preference, which I have done now, right? So I have created the dashboard. I have deleted dashboard. That who has deleted it? The root user has deleted it. Okay, so and the resource name was not there. Fine. So basically, if you will see all the resource name with the resource type and event source, and also if here you have the user who has done this, right? So just assume that in your organization, if someone has deleted some server by mistake, right? And you want to check who has done this mistake. So what you will do, you will check this CloudTrail. Fine. So basically here you can download this CloudTrail here, and it will give you the events up for the last 90 days. Okay, so you can get it get for the last 90 days here. So let's do one thing, let me terminate it. Okay, so when we will terminate it, after 5 minutes it will reflect it here. Okay, so after 5 minutes it will reflect it here. Till that time, if we have anything, console login, delete user, it's showing many things here. So if you will go to this delete dashboard, okay, it will show many things here. Okay, all the details about this, which access key it has used, okay, which reason it has used, okay, and it was read only or what, right? This dashboard was not read only, then only we have deleted it, right? So event name is delete dashboard, event source is this, okay, event ID is this, request ID is this. So many things are it showing, as well as the event records, it is having all the details about that particular dashboard. Okay, so sometimes if you will delete something and if you want to retrieve the same thing, so you can get here, just like if you have terminated your EC2 instance, right? So it will show the AMI and all everything here. So using those AMI, you can create the same kind of like same servers again. Okay, so if someone has deleted any instance by mistake, you can check these details from there and then you can retrieve it. So basically the CloudTrail work is this. Fine. So if anyone have any questions, please let me know. Otherwise, you can do the practice with the CloudWatch, okay? Basically, for the CloudTrail, this is more than enough. You should know only the definitions. Okay? Okay, fine. Okay, so take your 5-10 minutes and please create your billing alarms. Fine. So you can launch instance. You have to create one dashboard for your instance, EC2 instance, and you have to also create a dashboard for billing. You also have to create one alarm for your billing. Okay, so these three things you have to do. So take 10 minutes time, 5 minutes for this creation and 5 minutes for the break. Fine. Okay, let me know once it's done. I'm in mute. Okay, so is it done, guys?
Yeah, it is done.
Okay, so for everyone, it's done. Manish, Nidhi. Okay, it's done. Siddharth, Shivani.
Yeah, it's done.
Okay, fine then. Fine. So this is about your CloudWatch and CloudTrail. Okay. So the next thing which we are going to see, that is a database services. So just a minute. Okay. So 1 minute. Okay, just give me a minute. Okay, 1 minute. Okay, so let me share the screen. Fine. So let's see. It's for the CloudWatch. Fine. Hmm. So I'm not able to change its design. So I was trying that only. Fine. So first of all, we need to discuss about what is database. So let me know if you know what is database. Anyone have any idea what is database? I think many people also have used it, right?
Yeah, it is used to store the data and manage the data, modify the data.
Yes, it's going to
Data.
store the data. So what's data? What is data?
Set of instructions.
Set of instructions. It's nothing but the facts. That is only the database, sorry, data, right? So database is the place where we can store the data, we can manage the data, right? So here, basically, we have two kind of databases, as you know. Okay, before that, we need to understand few things like DBMS. DBMS stand for your database management system. So, what is this database management system? Is it's nothing but it is going to manage your databases. Okay, so it's going to manage your database. So basically here, like together with the DBMS and the application which is associated with that, and like we call that as a database system, and in short we call it as a database. Fine. So basically many peoples know that what is database and what is DBMS. I think many peoples already have learned it. Okay, so let's see. We have two types of database in general, right? We have relational databases and non-relational databases. Fine. So relational databases and non-relational databases, let's see what's the differences between these two. Okay, so basically here we have two type of databases, relational and non-relational. So in case of relational databases, always your database will always it's going to store the data in table format. Okay, so always you will get the data in table format. It means that in rows and as in rows and column. Okay, so if you will have multiple tables, each of the tables will be related with each other. That's why we call it as a relational database. If you want to see here, you can check it. The relational database is looking like this, right? So you will have here the multiple tables, and each of your tables will be related with each other, and it will be like it will sorry, so it will be arranged properly, like structured, we say that it's a structured database. Okay, so here if you will talk about the relational database, it's going to store the data in tabular form like rows and column, and it have the rigid schema. Rigid schema means once you have created a like tables with the rows and column, right? You cannot change it. So basically, the columns and all that schema you cannot change it. If it's in table format, you must have to store your data in table formats. Fine. Next is that stored data can be accessed from the relational database because there is a relationship between the tables and their attributes. Attributes means that column name, like you just assume that you have stored here, you are going to store here few datas for some school students. You will give here the roll number. Okay, and then you will provide here the class. These are different attributes. Okay, you will give here the name. After that, in another tables you can give here roll number again. Okay, you will give roll number, and then again you will give father's name, and then address. It's like that. Fine. So basically, if you will see here, these two tables are related with each other because the roll number, this is the primary key. Okay, so this is the unique key in between all these tables. So this is the attributes which is going to relate all of your tables. So in general, if you will see, if you want to retrieve any specific data, just assume that here you have written one roll number one, and here you have given something name as ABC, right? So if you want to get the father's name of ABC, what you will do, you will check the names and you will check then the roll number, and according to this roll number you will search for the roll number one here in this table, and you will pick the father's name. So these two tables, if you want to get the data from relational database, it can get the data from multiple tables because each of the tables will be related with each other. Fine. So basically it's going to store your data in table formats, and each of the tables will be related with each other, and it have this rigid schema, and that's why we also call it as a SQL databases. Okay, everyone like many people have already learned about this. What is SQL? What is SQL? Right? Many people say it's SQL. Many people will say it's SQL. Right? So SQL stand for, like, it is for
Of course.
structured query language. Why we use it? This is the language to get the data, like to write the query to create a table, or to put the data in that table, or to get the data from the database, right? So if you want to get the data from the database, if you want to store the data in your database, at that time you should know this language called SQL. Okay, and I think like, have you guys already learned it? Have you, like, in your course, has it included? It was included or not? See, it will be not included in your DevOps and AWS session, but uh, separately you should learn it. Okay, it will be not included in DevOps and like AWS sessions. Okay, but sometimes in one package they also provide like SQL as well. And this is the small topic. If you want to, like, not a small topic, but you have to learn it. If you want to learn it, you can learn it from anywhere. Like, you can learn it by yourself as well. Okay, so only you should know few SQL queries and all, right? So you need to learn this language. Okay, so basically, if you will see, SQL stand for, SQL stand for your structured query language. Okay, so here, like, the relational database, we also call it as a structured query language. Okay, like SQL databases, structured query language database. Why? Because for everything, for retrieving data and for putting the data there, we'll use the queries there, and that queries will use will write, that is in this SQL language. Okay, so now this is your structure, like relational database, typically scaled vertically. So relational database, mostly it will scale up vertically, support complex queries and joins. Okay, example of this relational databases are Amazon RDS, Oracle, MySQL, IBM is there, IBM DB2 is there, PostgreSQL. I think you already guys have learned about these things. And the sequels, if you will see about the SQL, if you want to make your own database, what you do, you should have one server, and there you will install your MySQL, and then after that you will connect with your database, and then you will write the tables and all those things you will do, right? So that is on your relational database, you write the SQL query. Fine. So this is your relational database. These are the features of your relational databases. Next, you have the non-relational databases. Non-relational database, we also call it as a NoSQL databases. Why? Because it doesn't have any query language. It doesn't have anything. Directly you can get the data by seeing it's a key values pair. Like, if you have, it will always use the key value pair to store your data. Okay, like key, just like the variables you how you set, right? Just like that, it will store the database, sorry, data inside this databases. It have the flexible schema. Okay, mostly it will store it in key value pair or column. Otherwise, it also can store the data in document format or in graph format. Okay, so these are some examples about the non-relational database, that is Amazon DynamoDB, MongoDB, Redis, Neo4j, right? So these are the non-relational database examples. Okay, so in our syllabus we have mentioned, just let me open the syllabus where it is. Where is paper life? Okay, so here in the database, they have mentioned it, database. Okay, so here we are going to learn only the RDS. RDS we are going to learn, that is relational database. Okay, so basically, if you will see here, in this notes, you will also get the notes about, like, small definitions about your Aurora, and for your non-relational database like DynamoDB and all. Okay, so for all these things like Redshift and all, right? Redshift, these are the relational database only. We will see that. So you will get here the notes of all these, but we are going to cover the RDS. We are going to cover all the hands-on and all for this RDS. Okay, we will see the RDS in very details. So now, Understood what is relational database and non-relational database? Non-relational database, it's not going to store it in a proper structure. Okay, so if you will see here that symbol, it's saying just like non-relational database, it's stored here and there like that. Okay, there is one more difference between this one like relational and non-relational databases, right? So here I have given the example of two tables. Okay, so if you are entering any of any row of this, like if you are entering any values here, so you cannot keep any values empty. Okay, like any row, any box, you cannot keep it empty. Like just assume that I don't want to keep for this roll number 1, I don't want to specify the class. Okay, and here I don't want to specify the address. At that time, at least you have to write here the null. In structured query language, you at least you have to write here the null. Okay, and if you will write here the null, then also it's occupying some storage, right? So basically this is some kind of drawback of this relational databases. Okay, and in such cases, if you will use the non-relational database, as it's storing the data in key and value pair, right? So at that time, and if you are also storing it like this, if you don't want to keep anything here in this class sections for this roll number 1, you can keep it like you can keep it empty. But for the roll number 2, if you will write, if you want to write here the class, okay, so just assume that it's class 5, so you can specify it. If you don't want to keep name of this roll number 2, you can do it. So in non-relational database, this is possible. That's why non-relational database will can store more data as compared to your relational database. Okay, as well as your non-relational database, it's very fast, like it's faster than your relational database. Fine, because it's always it have the key values pair, and also it will always check the data according to the keys. But in relational database, always it will get the primary key, and then it will relate the tables, and then it will search the data, right? So basically, if you will see non-relational database, that is more fast, but relational database, that mostly will use for the specific few type kind of applications. If you will see, like if you have any traditional application for the CRM, for ERP, okay, for the e-commerce application, will mostly use it, the this relational database only. Okay, so here AWS will offer, like AWS also provide you the relational database as well as the non-relational database. Okay, so in the relational database, AWS provide these three databases, that is Amazon Aurora, RDS, and Redshift. So here we are going to learn uh, one of this relational database, that is Amazon RDS. Okay, so for the Aurora, you will get here the nodes, and for the RDS, here is the nodes. We will see this. Okay, so basically this relational data RDS stand for Relational Database Service. Okay, so RDS is nothing but it's a AWS managed database service. Okay, so now why we will use RDS? Why not our own database? Like, see, if you want your own database, what you need? You need your server. Okay, and on this server, you can download your MySQL, and it will become your database. You can set your database, like you can create your own database like this. This is the self-managed database. Okay, instead of that, if you are using RDS, RDS is the AWS managed database service. Okay, it's a RDS is the AWS managed database. So in such case, what this AWS will do, AWS will provide you many facilities here for this RDS. First thing is that it's managed by AWS, so you don't need to manage anything. As well as if you will use your own like self-managed database, in that case, you only have to take care of maintenance and scaling and all for everything, right? Here, RDS will auto scale automatically. It can scale up, vertically as well as horizontally. Okay, so it depends on the request, type of request which is coming. Okay, so basically it will do automatically, it will scale up. How it will scale up? It will check the free storage. Okay, if it will check that it's running out of the storage, at that time what it will do, it will automatically add the storage to this database. So we don't need to do anything. We only need to enable the auto scaling. That's it. We don't need to create anything like that auto scaling group and all. Okay. So automatically this RDS will auto scale, like scale up and scale down according to this its load. Okay, and as is the AWS managed all the securities and all, it will provide, as well as you also can encrypt the data here. How you can encrypt the data? Using the KMS key. So here the KMS stand for, see, we need to understand, like learn this KMS definitions we can see later, but now only I'm explaining it. Okay, so KMS is nothing but it's a key management service. Okay, so it will provide some key. Okay, so using this key you can encrypt your any of the data. Even for the EBS we can use KMS key to encrypt our data, right? So you know that encryption means nothing but we are locking our data inside that particular database. Okay, if anyone want to check that data, if anyone want to see the data, at the time they should have this key. Okay, this is just like the lock and key. Encryption means we lock the file, and if you will have the key, then you can see the data what is there inside your key. Just like you already have learned, I think, vault in Ansible, right? So there you will get something called Ansible vault. Have you guys learned it? So Ansible vault, this will encrypt your Ansible playbook, right? So just like that, this KMS key will provide you one key that will encrypt your database, like encrypt your data inside your database, data inside your EBS volumes, right? So basically KMS is your key management service provided by AWS, which will allow you to encrypt the data. Okay, and using this key you can encrypt those data. Just like in Ansible vault, you have to set the password separately, and if you will provide that password you will be able to edit your playbook, right? So instead of this, we are not using here any password and all, directly we are using key. Okay, just like while launching EC2 instance, we were using key pair, right? So just like that here, instead of passwords and all, we are using key. So basically you can encrypt the data, as well as your RDS will also provide you the read replica. Okay, and this is the synchronized read replica you will get. Okay, so how it will be, the synchronized read replica is there. So if you will see here, just assume that here you have one of your database. So from this database, here you have your application. So whenever there will be the application, there is two things you will do with the replica. This application will uh, do the two action. One is write and one is read. Okay, so application will do two things: read and write, right? So basically what it will do, it will read or it will write. Fine. So basically if you will see, if just assume that in general read request will be more. Okay, so now if you have seen the read load is more, so at that time what you can do, you can also create a read replica for this database. So now you can create a read replica here, two replicas. If you want to create multiple, you can create maximum 15 replicas, read replicas for one database. Okay, and these read replica will be synchronized. If anything, this application will write to this database, that will get updated to this read replicas. Okay, so it's synchronized. If anything, any updates will happens here, that will get updated here also. So now all the reads, like all the read request will goes to these read replica. So now this to this database we will get the less load now. Okay, so basically this is the read replicas work. So basically if you will see, it will provide the read replica. That is also one plus point for using this RDS. Okay, auto scaling is there, encryption is there, as well as you also can use here the RDS proxy. We will discuss that later. Okay, so just like in Jenkins you have seen the master slave architecture, right? So what was the main function of slave node? Why we were using the slave node? Do you guys know about master slave architecture in Jenkins? Yes, Priya.
To perform the build.
Yes, to perform the build. Like majorly work of this slave node was to support your master node, right? So basically, if you will create any slave node, at that time, what the Jenkins will do, Jenkins will use the resource of the slave node to perform the build, right? It means that it will take the CPU and RAM from this. As of now, just assume that now you have one RDS server. Okay, like you have one data RDS database, right? So now if you have RDS database, and now it's having less CPU and RAM, right? So in such case, if you want to want the failover, and if you want to decrease the load of your database at that time, like see, read replica is only for the read load, right? But what if you want for the write load as well? So in that case, you can use the RDS proxy. So RDS proxy means you will create your database proxy. But one limitations is there, this RDS proxy cannot be public. RDS database, you can make it public, you can access it from outside. But RDS proxy, it will be always private. It means that if you want to connect with this RDS proxy, if you want to use RDS proxy, you can access it within VPC. Okay, so please note down these points. Somewhere you can get the questions in MCQ and all, you can get the questions, okay, in assessments and all. Fine. So here, if you will see, this is the like RDS proxy, and it can be only accessible within VPC. So these are the few things, these are the few properties and features about your RDS, so that we prefer to work with RDS if we want relational databases. Okay, so here it's written many points. You can read all of these points, as well as I have added new points here because this is the old PPTs. Okay, so I have added few more points. You can read that as well. So basically, we'll use it for online transaction processing. Okay, here it's easy to set up, highly available, fault tolerant, and we also have one more thing here that RDS will provide, that is multi-AZ. Okay, for the fault tolerance. For fault tolerance, we have multi-AZ. So multi-AZ, what it means, that RDS, we can create it in multiple availability zone. So in that case, if you will select this multi-AZ option, it will create your database in multiple availability zone, not only in a single availability zone. Okay, so basically here you can check this. Let's see the hands-on for this data RDS. Okay, so let's go with this. Let's go to the dashboard of RDS here. Aurora and RDS Aurora is also one of the relational database. Okay, so this is your database dashboard. You can check it, how many your DB instance means how many database instances available there, how many DB cluster means group of instances available there. Okay, so DB cluster, DB instances, simply written here some few details. Let's go to the database. Here I don't have any RDS. Let's create it first. Okay, so click on create database. Let's see, we will see all of these things. You can go with the standard create. You also can go with the easy create. If you will go with the easy create, already it will recommend the best practice configuration. So you can select it. Like it will already select it. You can directly click on create. Okay, it's like that. So I'm going to with this standard creates because I want to select everything by myself. Okay, so now your RDS also provide you the multiple database engine. Okay, one more properties is there. It support multiple database engine. Database engine means nothing but that MySQL, PostgreSQL, you already know about that, right? If you want to create your own database, in that case, you will install your MySQL or PostgreSQL like that. So I'm going to select here the MySQL. And here you can select the MySQL version. If you will see, this is the engine version. This is the database engine which you have to install in your database if you want to use the database. This is the main things. Okay, so after this, let's see here template for which purpose you are going to use this database. If you want to use for the production, you can use this multi-AZ DB instance. If you will have your DB in 2 availability zone or 3 availability zone, it's like that. Okay, so next you can have here the single availability zone. If you want to select it, single agent DB instance, here you will have one instance, and for this multi-agent DB cluster, you will get here the 3 instance, means in 3 availability zone. Okay, if you want in 2 availability zone, you will select this option. 3 availability zone, you will select this, and 1 availability zone, you will select it for the production. If you will go for the dev test, here also you will get these options. But I want the free tier one because I just don't want to pay. Okay, so let's go for the free tier. You will only get this option. Fine. So let's select it. Next is that this is my DB identifier. Okay, that's name is database. Okay, and the username you have to provide here, that is admin, and I'm going to set the password also. So you can set the password according to its rule. So let's set this password. Okay, it's fine. You cannot use these symbols. Other than that, like you can give your like name, date of birth, like that. Okay. I think it's wrong. Let me write it again. It's done. So these things you have to give the username and password that you have to provide when you will connect with this database. Okay. So here you can create the secrets. It's a self-managed secrets I'm creating. Instead of that, you can also create the secrets from, like you can also use the secrets from your secret manager. Okay. And in that secret manager, you will add some like secrets, your username and password, and you will be able to use it. So as of now, I don't want this secret manager. I will explain what is the secret manager. Okay, so let's see here. Now, here in the instance configuration, so your RDS will use the EC2 instances and your instance for your database. So basically, if you will see, as I have selected here the free tier one, that's why it is giving you one type of instance only, that is burstable classes, and it include all the T classes. Okay, T4, T2, you will get it here. It's giving you 1 GB RAM and 2 vCPU. Okay, so fine. So here if you want if you will remove free tier and if you will select your multi-agent options, right? So in that case you will get these standard classes and memory optimized. So here is standard classes, you will get more CPU and more RAM, right? In memory optimized you will get more RAM. So basically you can select these. So as of now bus table is okay for me. So let's go to the storage, and your RDS will also use the EBS volume for your like for the storage. And if it's a production, always use this IOPS one. Okay, provisioned IOPS, IO1 or IO2. So as of now, GP2 is fine for me, so I have selected it. And the storage, that is 20 GB, that's fine. Here you have, if you want to connect it with any EC2 instance, you can connect it. But as of now, we don't want to connect it with any other EC2 instances. Okay, so let's leave it. You have to select the VPC. Then you have to select here the VPC subnet group. You can, it already has as it's a only we have selected the free tier one. It's also not giving you the options to select multiple availability zone here. Okay, so next here, if you will select public access, I want yes. Okay, if you want to connect connect with your RDS only within VPC, so at the time you can select, you can make it private. Okay, so I want to connect, I will connect it from my local machine, that's why I'm giving it yes. Okay, next is VPC security group. What you will do, just create the new security group so that it will create some. So if you will see here, I'm giving the name RDS security group. Like this, I have given the name. Here, if you want to select any of this availability zone, you can select it because it will create only in one availability zone, right? So you can select it. Next, if you want RDS proxy, click on this, but we don't want it. Next, in this additional configuration, you can check this database port. So in this particular port, we are going to access our database. Okay, 3306. Next thing, database authentication, whether you want to access your database using this password authentication, or whether you are going to use this like access this database using your IAM user and IAM roles, you can also do it. Okay, and also you can use this Kerberos authentication. So basically we'll mostly will use password authentication or IAM role. Okay, if you want the private connections, that time we mostly use IAM user and IAM role. So you can select this password authentication because I'm going to connect to my RDS from my local machine. Okay, and here the monitoring, here you can create, if you will have this paid version database, if you want to create, that time you can create this advanced monitoring. It's taking this database inside monitoring. Okay, so here you can enable the enhanced monitoring if you want, but I don't want it. If you want to collect any specific logs, you can collect the logs here. After this, let's select the additional configuration. Here you need to give the database name. So I'm giving my database name as MyDB. Okay. And here, if you want to enable automated backups, it will create automated backups. Okay. At every 1 day. So you can select it like 7 days. So at every 7 days, it's going to create backup of this database. Fine. So if you want a specific window for this, you can select it, but I don't want any. Next thing is that if you want to create like backup this replication, you can do this. Okay, like if you want to keep this backup, if you want to replicate this backup to another reason, that you can do it, but we don't want it. If you want to enable the encryption, you can enable it using this key, but as of now I don't want it. Next thing is that maintenance. Okay, so now if you want to maintain like auto miner version upgrade, if you want to upgrade your database versions and all, right? So that database engine version, at that time you can enable it. So just leave it like this. And if you want that no one can delete your database, enable the delete protection. If it's enabled, that time no one will be able to delete it. So let's enable it. And this is the cost, estimated monthly cost is there. You can select it and let's then create it. Okay, so let me know if all these steps is clear for you, and if any step, like if it is fast and all, I will explain you again once. Okay, I will review this. Is
Yeah,
it clear? All steps
please
are clear, right?
review.
Okay, okay, fine. As it's having multiple steps, right? So that's why bit confusion, I think. Okay, so first you need to select the engine type, engine option. This is MySQL. Okay, next, this engine version you have to select, that is the latest version only I have taken. Next, the template. You can select the template free tier, dev or test. If you will select dev or dev test or production, you will get this multi-AZ option. But if you will select the free tier, you will not get this multi-AZ option. Fine. Next thing is that this is the database identifier. So it's like a database name. Okay. Like identifier means it will show you here in AWS, it will show in AWS account, it will show this specific name. Okay, so this is the identifier. Next thing, you have to set the credential. Credential for what? To connect with your RDS database, right? So to connect with your database, you need the username and password, right? So here you need to give the username and password. So I have selected my own password. I not have given the auto-generated password. You also can select it. Next thing, we need to do the instance configuration. Which instance? Because database always use your instance uh, for its database for storing the data. Okay. So basically it's using some instance. So here you can select the instance types. So for the DB instance type, there is 3 instance type for the DB. Is standard, memory, and burstable. Burstable means you can get the normal like normal CPU and normal RAM, but whenever it needed, it can be increased. Okay, just like if you will go for the memory, you will get more RAM. Standard one, it will provide you the like managed like more RAM as well as more CPU. Fine. So this is the DB instance type. Just like there we have general purpose instance and memory optimized instance. Like it's just like that. So you have to select here. I'm selecting this burstable one, and 1 GB RAM and 2 CPU is more than enough for me. Next, your RDS also use your EBIS volume for your storage. So here you can select any one of the type of EBIS volume here and allocate the storage. Okay, if you want 20 GB, if you want 30 GB, up to 6144 GB you can use. Fine. Next thing is that here you have, if you want to connect it with any of the EC2 instance, you can connect it. But as of now, we don't need it, so I'm not going to connect it with the EC2 instance. Okay. After this, here you need to specify on which VPC you want to create this database. So I want to create this database in this default VPC, and you also have to select here the subnets. So it have selected all these three subnets and all these three availability zone. Next, you have to make sure that whether you want this database public, like database public or private. So if you want to make it public, click on yes. It means that it can be accessible from outside of your VPC. If you will make it private, so within VPC only it can be connected. Okay, so I just make it public. Here you need to select this security group. So click on create security group so that it will open this specific port, because we are going to connect with this database with this specific port, right? So inbound rule should allow this specific port from my IP, from outside if I am accessing it. Okay, we will see that after creation of this. So basically you need to do that. Here you need to create the security group. So by default it will create security group which it needed. Fine. Here if you want any specific availability zone, you can select it, but we don't want it. So there is no preference for this RDS proxy. If you want to create, you can create it here. Next thing is that database authentication, whether you want password authentication, you can do it. Here it's related to monitoring. If you want any specific monitoring type, you can monitor it using your CloudWatch. It will monitor. Okay. After this, then this additional configuration, you should provide here the database name, initial database name. So here I'm giving my DB. So this name will be, it will be available, it will be shown. And this name we will use while connecting with my database. Okay. So basically this is my initial database name, DB parameters are, and all these are the same thing. Just leave it. Backup, if you want, you can enable the backup, and the backup retention period is 7. At every 7 days it will keep the backup. Next thing is that backup window, like any specific time period, like time you want to select to take this backup, you can select it. Fine. Encryption, you can do it. Maintenance, you can do it. Deletion or protection, if you want that no one can delete your database at that time, you can enable this, so that by mistake no one can delete it. Accidentally no one can delete it. Okay. So let's see it. Let's create the database. It's clear now, right?
Yes.
So it will take some time. I don't want this RDS proxy and all. Till that time, let's see few things in this database. So let's see first the first thing, that is security group. So we have created it. It has created one security group, right? This is the VPC security group. Let's check it. 1 minute. It should open in different tab. Okay. So here, if you will see, this is the security. What happens? It not have created yet, I think. Okay, it not have created yet. Let it be create first. Okay. So till that time, you have to install one application to connect with your like to connect with your database, right? So I have installed here something called SQL Electron. Okay, so if you want to install it, you can search here SQL Electron. Okay, so let's see it. Okay, so here I'm going to use this GUI. So let's click on download GUI. After this, you have to select your operating systems which you want to install. So these are the latest version of this. This is for the Windows. Okay, if you want for the Mac, you can download it for the Mac. Okay, so according to your operating system, you can download your SQL Electron. So this is the application which will provide the interface. It's just like the mobile system provide the interface to connect with the EC2, right? So it will provide the interface to connect with your database. Not only with the RDS, any of the database, any of the SQL databases. Okay. Sorry, I have shared personally someone. Fine. So what you have to do, just download, it will download the zip file. So it will download the compressed file, just extract it. After extracting it, you will get one application called SQL Electron, and this will be the symbol. So I have downloaded it somewhere else. And from there I have cutted it and then pasted it in this desktop so that I can open it like easily, right? So that's why I have done this. So let's check if it's created. Yes, so now it's backing up, so we can get this security group. 1 minute. Still it's saying no security group found. It is there. Okay. I don't know why it was not showing it. So this is only my security group. This name is RDS security group, right? So the same it is here if you will see RDS security group. So let's check its inbound rule. So if you will check the inbound rule, it's already have enabled this 3306 port number, which is for my database port number, but it's only have enabled from this IP address, from this CIDR range. So this is the CIDR range of my VPC. Okay, so we need to edit it. Why? Because I'm going to access it from my local machine. So that's why I'm doing it anywhere. So these changes you have to do, otherwise you cannot access it using that SQL Electron. Okay, so this is done. If you want to check it, RDS security group, if you will check here, see, from source alt, okay, from anywhere. So this is how you can select this. After this, how you will get connected with your this database. Okay, it's taking the backup, so just leave it for now. So here you will get the endpoint. So this is the endpoint and this is the port. Okay, so this endpoint and port you need to connect with your database. So let's see here. I'm just going to open this SQL Electron. Code was not found. What happens? I not have deleted anything. Let me do one thing. We will download it in download folder itself. Was downloaded there. This is already there. So let's okay. So this is only our application. So let's see. Let's open it. Should work. Now it will open it. Okay, so this is how your SQL Electron will look like. Click on add if you want to add servers. So here you need to provide your server name. So you have to provide any name. So my server name is MyDB. I have selected it. Database type, here you have to select the engine. So I'm using MySQL, right? So I have to use here the MySQL. In host, you have to provide here the this host endpoint. Okay. select here and give here the endpoint here, and the username, that is admin, right? And here I will give the password, which password you have set it there. Fine. Next thing is that you don't need these things. These things are enough. And server address, username, password, and the DB name. That's it. You can test the connections. Access denied. Using the password, yes. Hmm. Successful. I just have given, I think, the wrong password. Fine, it's done. Now you can save it. So you can check the connectivity and then you can connect it. Let's connect with the database. So this is my database. And now if you know your like SQL and all, here you can write the query. So I have one query which will create the table with the one column, that is C1. So let's run this query. If you know the SQL, you can easily run it. Okay, just execute it. It has created the table. Let's refresh it if I will get it. It will take some time. Let me do one thing. Again, let's connect. Okay, here I got this table one because I have executed this query to create the table one. And if you will see here, this is the table one, and we have only one column, 0 row is there, right? So basically now you can run here the queries, you can store your data, you can get the data from here. You can, okay, so this is how you will use your database like RDS. Fine. So here you have few more things that we need to discuss. If you want to create a read replica, go to the action and here you will get something called create a read replica. So here you can give here the DB instance identifier, any name you can provide it here. Okay. And you can select the read replica instance types and all these like reason and all those things. And you can create all these details you can select and you can click on create read replica. It will create it. Fine. So basically you can create the read replica like that, the same way how you have created your database, right? The same way. If you want to take the snapshot, you can take the snapshot of this just like the eBay snapshot. Using this snapshot, you can create the new database. As of now, if you want to restore to point in time, like whatever the data you have as of now in this database, if you want to capture that, you can do that as well. If you want to migrate the snapshot from this region to another region, just like migration of snapshot in EBS volume, right? So in that case, you can use this migrate snapshot. As well as if you want to reboot it, if you want to convert it to multi-agent, you can do that. If you want to stop it temporarily, you can do it. If you want to set up any EC2 connections, that also you can do it. Okay, you also can connect with your Lambda from here. So many things are there that is here. And if you want to create a RDS proxy, you also can create here the RDS proxy. Fine. So the same way how you have created the database, few things, few details it will ask there. So this is about your RDS. Okay. So now let's see here what it is saying. Delete is not like it's disabled. Why? Because we have enabled that delete protection so that it will not like we cannot delete it accidentally, right? So basically for this, if you want, you can delete it from here. Okay, so sorry, first you have to modify it. Let's modify the database. If you want to do any modification in your database, directly you can modify it. Here you can modify many things. All these things are there. I want to disable this. Okay, and here this disable one, I don't want to like do it in this particular time period. I want to apply it immediately. Select it, apply immediately, and modify the DB instance. Now, if you will go to action, you will get this delete option. Select this delete option. What it will do when you will delete the your instance, it will create a final snapshot. So that in future, if you want to create the same DB with the same data, you can create it. But I don't want this. I will uncheck this. As well as I don't want to retain the automatic backup. So just uncheck it, as well as just acknowledge it. I don't want any backups. I don't want any backups to keep here, right? I don't want any point in time recovery. So you can acknowledge it and then mention here, he write here, delete me. And don't forget to uncheck these boxes, otherwise your snapshot will be there and that will charge. Okay, so delete it. So this is how you can delete your database. Fine. So anyone have any questions here now? Anyone have any questions?
No.
Okay. So here we have completed with the database. Here we have completed with our RDS with all the topics. Fine. So please practice it, and like I think more 3 or 4 classes we left. Okay. So mostly we will do the projects and all. Route 53 and few topics we have left. That is the most topic, like your secret manager, your certificate manager, all of those things. For this we can, like, we should only know the definition. Okay. So we will discuss those things, and that will take only 1 more day, 1 or 2 more days, and then 2 projects will do. Okay, so the small projects, if you have seen this billing alarm creation project, and one more project I think we have done. Okay, that lambda S3 project, right? So that also we have done. These are the small project which we have done. But don't mention it in your resume. But if you want to explain as a fresher, at the time you can explain those project. Okay, so last 2 project which we will do, that will be the one project we will do, that is the big project. You can mention that in your resume as a experienced candidate as well. Fine, so we'll see those things. So anyone have any questions till now? Most probably next week we will complete with our sessions. Okay, no doubt, right?
Can you just share that DBMS table creation, that one thing?
DB creation contents,
Yeah.
the notes you said, right? So I just
No,
have to
just you
do
have a 2-line code, no? That one.
Okay, that you can get it from ChatGPT. Okay, I
Yeah.
also don't have much idea about this SQL.
Yes, I'm also not having, so just I want to copy that one and create the table just like you have shared. No? So practice for
Okay,
practice.
for the practice purpose. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Other than it's fine, right? That PPT I will share. I just need to update
Yes,
something.
PPT
Okay.
you will share, but that you can share in just chat.
Mhm.
So I will copy
Yes,
from.
I have shared it.
Okay,
Okay.
thank. Yes.
Okay. So PPT, I just need to do modification on that. So I will change that, and then I will send it. Okay. Okay, so everyone, you can vote, and then you can leave the session if you don't have any questions, if you don't have any doubts. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay, bye.